It's not the way. Give me what I need, baby, what you need, boy. Numbers are solid. My body, my looks, they protect them from fire.
She waves away. Good morning, my people. How are you doing today? The Hero Akusat Lifestyle Wednesday. Yesterday we bought a wish. But the story behind that is that the person that bought the wish wanted to buy a Sienta really badly. So that's why I'm doing a broadcast today where I'm talking about the wish versus the Sienta. I'm going to be giving you a comparison. This is another route that goes to my home. You know, if you guys remember very well, on Sunday, on the Sunday broadcast, you remember? Main road, and a friend of mine came to visit me a few weeks ago. And he told me that this one is nearer than the other one. So you guys are going to tell me one of the reasons why I don't use this route a lot is because it has a lot of hills and valleys. So you guys are going to tell me if it's nearer than the route we used yesterday. So I've started the broadcast at almost the same distance that I started the broadcast yesterday. Yeah, it's at the same distance. So you guys are going to tell me whether this route is actually nearer than the other one. This route kind of has a lot more things to view than the other one because of the hills and valleys, yeah? But you will tell me. Katuge natano kuhunywa ngatuse ku main road. Ewange nyina makubo mukaga. Agantu sayo. And this is one of them. This used to be the nearest one, yeah? But because of the hills and valleys, I think the last time I used this route in Kuba ya Tonyanyo, we were late. But because of my prowess in driving, I tried to say the day, and it was really scary. It was about 6 a.m. It's very hard for you to get someone to push you. And I think that's the last time I passed this way. But manyo did so much great day. But this is one of the routes. Just got bay munenga guga chali ne kulusozi je galikatu wano bamanyo kusoma wone maram I think rabanga bajina kubo katandira bidala bale na kudda ne wacham but kanso kemba buzeko. Good morning Muyombia Mark, motion by Benji Charisima Rogers, travel I vlog direct shot Ntale Samuel Bridget Kakai, George Senkubuge, Paul Sema VIP, Richard Wanga and Starch Events. Good morning Athan all lovers. The comparison between the Sienta and the Wish is like a chemistry paper. Kanizangenda jiba kolera. Katuvuge tsoke tugende ku main road, musoke munyumuleka trip kano. Akatutwala, akatwisa mu hills and valleys. And this is the first valley that we are going into. Okayamado. Ati chena mukolanga nga nvamu mu moroka nemugamba yambuka akasozi wekanga. Mulekeri wansi kasere ku valley mwenyini. Nemuleka nemukasimbule moroka yati kuzikida kategenda. Kati nga bwagisamu nambe avuga nambe mu lusozi rwonna takyusa gira na kuleka nandekera nodala nezijanga ntambula yatuka butu sinaga tebroka ya manyo netta sija kisobola kasika pressure kanji ebyokola bingi ayagala automatic. Of course broka manyo kati engeri yayigira dala automatic broka manyo wali asobola okudivuga but pressure agamba kali kaiti de Muhammad na ajesoni wanenga atayina echokola na mukadda akyalimu na mukadda najala kati tukanga korora yendonga joyino okwevuga ati nogirekawo kati namulekanga wano mukala akasedengera nga wevuge yena zasija. One way to get her to drive nga sinyize is for me to get out of the car. Katamba, good morning ndi kuchalo cho. Richard Muwonge, good morning. Luwa Stephen, good morning. So this is the first valley. Tetwaserera wano. Neno mukimanyi tetwaserera kana akasozi. Ikubo nga bali tereza. Wano wetwaserera. wali we tukiriridde ko oli ali binnyo ne tujja nga tulwana wonna nga wabi twali mu Namukadde wano ne tulwana nawo n'ennyambuka olwamala olusozi ngawo mponye mundaba nga biri ebbika tupamaka falinye enkuba etonye ekiro kiramba how this road can be okitegeera Bakisuula good morning kale guys munyumire kubo wensobola okunyumya nja banyumizaawo eno wali omuntu gwenkola naye abeera eno era n'abantu bange bangi babeerayo ku YouTube eno muyiyo abantu nga basatu abamu amanya sigajjukira bujulizi but you told me mwazimba eno ekyo ekikomera saakirekaawo Bring it to slow. Bring it to slow. Ashes, random bano abantu bino bakola hampu za kuolona mmoroka kireka abakola hampu bonna tekuli ayina mmoroka n'omu tekuli kati batulaba ffenna abalina emmoroka tulinga abatambulira mbiri yalinga we are comparing the route we used yesterday to this one kulaba liriwo lituusa amangu ku kkubo ate lino litutuusa nearer than the other one kuba lino lisula Kigogwa for the people that know Kigogwa eno yewaaba Katamba newaaba Katamba obeerawo sayidi ki yennyini It's got to woman like so I do the simple thing for her. She gave me one. The thing she gave me one, Atolaba senga mvuga straight nempita munengenda straight. Ate eryo linsuula lije twayise eggulu. Nagwayo by accident one time. Kubeno bali ekkubo lyali lijjudde amazzi nga tulina okwetolera yali biwanvu. Akendi ogiraba abaya akendi mugirabye nomuzanya ebyalo bigenda kukulakula n'omusajja wuya yake okay man I woke up in a good mode. I don't know why I do. I'm not gonna put on a t-shirt today. Like every day since today. I make her smile. I make her dance. I make her wine. You feel like getting down to me, God. People are touching out to me, God. I'll make you want to make you want to make you want to. I'll make you smile. I'll make you. After that, I'll take you to my place where we will play. By the boat will play. Jump. It's a feeling good. It's a feeling good. Jump. It's a feeling good. You move the one. We're gonna make them jump. We're gonna make them dance. Jump. Abayi eno yonna baakolayo eno waali wabi bannange era ndudde okuyitayo nekkubo ne baligaziya. It used to be a small road like this, ng'emmotoka eyitawo emwemu era mugira mulina okwekulukuunya muyitewo. Guno omwala gwe gwajjula. The last time, I think one of the few last times that I passed here, omwala tegukyali nawo. Abayi baayolezanga wano ku piki wano wennyini waalingawo omwala baaguziba hali kati wano tekuba wafulaadinga ng'enkuba entoyi. And there's a factory here kyemanyi yazimba ekikomera kino oba bakola oil banayitanga wano. Omanyi bw'obeera ovuga emmoroka enkadde, when you're driving an old car, every smell you get, you suspect it's your car. So the first times I passed here, I don't know there's a oil manufacturing factory here. I would smell oil and I would actually get out of my car to make sure that my crankcase is still okay, to make sure that my car is not the one pouring oil. But there is a factory here that manufactures oil. Then I learned, so the road used to be as small as this. So I think this is where they need to also work on the road. I think we need to make this part also wider. We talk the truth, not just the brand for colors across the For the love of God, Uganda, we roll from dusty road to plenty patrol. Refuse steep to break it down, helping every drummer in the town. For the love of God, Uganda, welcome to the road where rubber meets the soul. For the love of God, Uganda, on the streets the stories wide, all the news and the pride. Toyota, Nissan, Benzo, Mazda, we break it down, no propaganda. Every pampas got a tale, you see the scale. The truth, that's the brand for car lovers. So guys, which one is nearer? The other one or this one? To the main road. Ate bw'osala muline kubo ogwa kile kikuba kiyita batya bannange, ogwa kukile ekikuba ekigwa mu Kiteezi akatawuni bakayita batya, naye nga bw'oyita mwana ogwa kukile ekikuba ekigenda mu Kiteezi. Lead the way, track your car, no games to play, restore the past, driving to tomorrow. Video isn't clear, sorry. Is it more or a TX1? Talent views and engine walls, we teach you more than just photos. Taking tools from the basics up, tracking key and car can stop. If you new or a season back, for the love of cause you ain't seen nothing yet. It's even learning, driving pro. This is more than just machines. It's a love, the life, the dream. Oh. For the love of cause Uganda, we roll from dusty road to... Good morning, Norman Sechitoreko. Isaac, what the shopping mall we walk at ticket. Harrison Muhindo, good morning. Yusuf Magara, good morning. Network ereke madosumbwa ku footage. Lubowa Stephen. Hi. God, I'm gonna turn the broadcast, guys. First like the broadcast. You guys are 38. You cannot have only 17 likes. Give me at least 25 likes. You can turn the cables here. Go up the inspection here. Give me at least 25 likes, guys. Welcome to the road where rubber meets the soul. For the love of Uganda, on the streets the stories right, all the new they shine with pride. Toyota, Nissan, Benzo, Mazda, we break it down, no propaganda. Every papa's got a tale, let's try to see the scale. We talk the truth, not just the brand, for car lovers across the land. For the love of cause Uganda we roll. From dusty road to crimson patrol. If you see it, see break it down. Helping every drummer around the town. For the love, for the love, for the love of cause Uganda. Pre-purchase chase, we lead the way. Track your car, no games to play. Restore the past, dive into tomorrow. We bring the life, no just the worst. Guys, at least give me 25 likes to get Tandy Kembos. If you have not yet liked the podcast, double tap your screen. Tools from the basic stuff, tracking gear and car get stuff. If you new overseas on bed, for the love of cause you will see nothing yet. Driving broad, this is more than just machines. It's the love, the life, the dream. Oh. Guys, I want 25 likes to get Tani Kembozi. 25 likes. Jarisima Rogers is saying that the Wish Nimodo is better than the Sienta against all odds. Enda babu lilo mugwa nase seguro. Lucky Mose, it's not raining, Bambi. Video birthday for them like a network, I think. Lukandwa Abdul, good morning. You're welcome. I bought a Toyota New Wish, new model plate. While wait, Osa, yes. Ben Kako, good morning. Guys, I want 25 likes. You can get a mass on names. 25 on Natana liking a video. For the love of cause Uganda we roll. Hey. Guys, give me my 25 likes in the Kembos here, bro. You get a comparison. Today is Lifestyle Wednesday. Welcome to the road. We're up by Mr. Soul. For the love of cause Uganda, on the streets the stories right. All on you they shine bright. Toyota, Nissan, Benzo, Mazda, we break it down on propaganda. Every bumper's got a tale. Village try to see this. I saw you talking about Kete. For the love of cause Uganda, we roll. From dusty road to crimson patrol. Previous teams, we break it down. Helping every drummer in the town. For the love, checks, we lead the way. Track your car, no games to play. Restore the past, driving to tomorrow. We bring the life, no just the horsepower. Is it a new TX pride? We show you what's real, not just the hype. Stalin views and engine rolls. We teach you more than just photo taking tools from the basic stuff. Tracking gear and car get stuff. If you new overseas on bed, for the love of cars, you will see nothing yet. Learn it, drive it proud. This is more than just machines. It's the love, the life, the dream. Maybe you're like Susan, you're a guy. Fuel economy being a priority, the Sienta is likely to win the battle. Anyway, guys, good morning. How are you once again? The Wish is definitely longer than the Sienta. It's wider than the Sienta, a bit lower in height. Yeah. However, the longer creation of the Wish aids it in giving it a bit more stability. Okay, and you get a better ride. So anyway, guys, let me share the story of the inspection yesterday. I don't know, was it a few days ago? Hi, Viola. A few days ago, gentleman sent a consultation fee, and we talked, and he said he would call me on the day of inspection. I think he wanted to do it in the evening, and I told him we cannot do it in the evening. It was the day before yesterday, and I told him we cannot do it in the evening. It's late. Let's do it tomorrow morning. So yesterday we head out, and there were two people, a gentleman and a lady. This is something I normally appreciate, for you to come with another person. And so the goal was to buy a car. Initially, I did not know what they were going to use the car for, but initially the goal was to buy a car that they were going to use to also do ride share. That includes Uber, Safecar, blah blah blah, and all that. And I think because they had the idea of buying that car to do those things, the first thought was a Sienta, which is what everyone thinks about. Now, the Sienta is not only thought about because it can do good work commercially, but because it's one of the most affordable cars in the bond. Actually, the Sienta, apart from the Paso and the Vitz, the Sienta is the cheapest full-length car, because the Vitz is a full car, but the engine capacity is really low. So the Sienta is the cheapest car in the bond. The Sienta, but the Ractis is a little higher. The Ractis would be in the same range, but the Ractis is highly priced. So the Sienta is the cheapest full-blown car in the bond. Yeah, because the first place we went to, the gentleman had already gone there and looked at the car. The guy was selling it at 31 million shillings. That's the Sienta, cash money. And then we left there. Netugenda je basuubuza sagala kwogera manya ga bond. Why? And this is, for me, it's a thing that I do intentionally. Why don't I mention the bond name? Is the moment I mention a bond name or the moment I mention the dealer name, I am giving endorsement that I go there. And I remember there is a time I mentioned Bam Kakea, and someone went there and the Bam Korake Mikoro, Naja Nagamba, Athago Ngamba Ngendeyo. And I knew Bam Kakea before he came back into the country to set up his facility. So I knew Bam Kakea, but I don't know what he can do. And of course, you guys voted him for the best detailer. For best detailer. So I'm thinking, among all the guys that do the work, he's the best according to the voters. So that was before we had the awards, and the chicken nagamba athagoa tugamba tugendeyo. So you endorsed him, and I hadn't endorsed. I just talked about him because I knew him. So I don't talk about the dealers and the places where we buy cars, because I don't want it to seem like it's an endorsement. There are people that misunderstand those things. So we went to a place. It's the cheapest place in the market, and the Sientas there were the first person here Tamza Morokanga to come as a million asatu Sienta, which was still more affordable than the place where we were. And then before we actually started looking at Sientas, papa, and I can tell you guys, guys, let me tell you, okuvuga kwa Uganda kuina kuba kwa mathematics, si kwa kulinya bulinya muliro. Oyina okuteka mu math. Tomala gayisa gwe bulora ba gap noisa. Oyina okuyisa won't woisa ngora bogenda kola impact. Nenze kati nze mvuga rasha wanze kati ibintu byo kuyisa mu rasha wambimanyi. Nze mvuga nge dakika 5 zitufiriza kinene. Nenga ate sisiza otuzina kuyisiza wenyinza funira buzibu. Okiteka you can imagine bali abantu babiri omoroke mwe badde ki. Emwe badde Probox endala hiyo Sienta. Kani wano woyisiza abantu bakola impact njabalaga ku bomboro de fe bakola impact mu kuyisa. Na yate ne uno obudde okuyisa mbuno obudde oboyo nona oyinza ogwamba sirikale. Okitegeera. Kati waliwo obudde butuyisiza mune butayisiza anyway kati ebyo byama byafu. Between the wish and the Sienta, the decision should depend on the purpose of the would-be owner. But Uber, family use and daily comfort, the Sienta beats the wish. So we were talking. Now, we were talking about why they were buying the Sienta. And the biggest reason why they were buying the Sienta was the budget. Because the Sienta kata wetwaba demba sobuzinga milioni 28 million shillings. Okay? Now, why did I encourage them to buy a wish? In Japan, both are made. Sienta is more driven and bold. I think Japanese are more intelligent. No. Nakimose. Okay, let me just give you my reasons why the Sienta doesn't beat the wish, and you'll understand. So they were thinking of buying the Sienta simply because of the budget. And the Sienta is not a bad car at all. It's not a bad car at all. But the business they are thinking of buying the Sienta for, which is, let's say, Uber, okay? Which is Uber. I will tell you this, and everyone that is going to buy a car for Uber, this is what I'm going to tell you. And I want you to think about it. They themselves nachibawadde bakirowoozeko. There is no one, because the business here ride share is about retention. Because retention is very important for a special hire or ride share. You want to drive a customer and they come back to you. Now, just imagine this time you drive a customer in your Sienta and the next time they go in a Wish and the charge is the same. Do you think they are going to come back to a Sienta? They won't. Because the Wish is more comfortable. For family use, the Sienta would be okay, but still I would not encourage anyone to buy a Sienta at 28 million shillings. I'm going to also give you other cars that you can buy there. But let's go back where I told them to buy the Wish. The Sienta was being sold at 28 million shillings. Okay? I want you to note that where we bought that Wish, there is no guarantee. If you buy your car and the engine blows tomorrow, you don't go back to complain. Okay? Actually, the moment the car leaves the yard, there is nothing for you to tell them. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. Toinabi Uganda, because the beige it's cheaper than anywhere else. There is a reason why that car is cheaper. And I did explain it to these people. I explain it to every person that buys a car from that place. Now, fortunately, we have not gotten any incident, which is a good thing. So, the reason why still the Wish will beat the Sienta is the price difference. The price difference is, in the case where we bought, the price difference was 2 to 3 million shillings. 2 to 3 million shillings. However, people keep thinking the Sienta will save a lot of fuel. The Sienta and the Wish, the difference in fuel consumption is about 2 kilometers. 2 kilometers is negligible. 2 kilometers is negligible. Speaking as a person that has driven a 1.5 liter 1NZ and seeing people that drive the 2ZR 1.8 liter. The 2ZR people get up to 15 kilometers on the highway. The Sienta people get up to 17 kilometers on the highway. But the comfort you get from driving the Wish, you cannot compare it to the comfort you get from driving the Sienta. I don't know if you guys get what I'm saying. The strain you give the gearbox and the engine of the Sienta, the strain you give those things, you cannot give the same strain to the gearbox and the engine of the Sienta, because both the engine and the gearbox of the Wish are powerful enough. They can manage. They can manage the Wish. That's why the fuel consumption of those two cars can be a difference of 2 kilometers. Sometimes it's even a difference of 1 kilometer. Sometimes there's even no difference. Let me give you a scenario. If you're driving a Wish that has a 2ZR engine, and another person is driving a Sienta that has a 1NZ engine, and you're driving, you're going through hills, the person that is driving the Wish will use the same fuel as the person driving the Sienta, because the amount of energy you need to go through the hills in the Sienta is a lot. That means fuel consumption. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. Kakati, the other reason why I encourage all of you guys that are comparing the Wish to the Sienta to buy a Wish, not the old model. We are talking about the new model Wish that has the 2ZR engine. Why I'm encouraging you to buy the Wish is the resale value. The value that the car keeps after you have bought it is higher than what any Sienta would keep. If you're going to resell the Sienta and the Wish, which are on the same number plate, and mark you, the Sienta we were buying was a 2012, but we got a Wish 2010. Now, if you're selling those two cars, we bought the Wish at 30 million. The Sienta was being sold at 28. I can guarantee you, if you're selling the Sienta, you bought it 28, yeah, they'll be giving you maximum 20 million. And 20 million for someone to buy a Sienta. Yet, with that Wish that we bought at 30 million, people will buy it up to 28 million shillings. Ngazifu them bond at the same time. I don't know if you guys get what I'm saying. Because there is no Wish at 28. Yet, they can get a Sienta at 28. So the value of the car, never 2 years from now, if you drive the Sienta for 2 years, the Sienta, the Wish, so the value, And I'm saying this, people say, Athanze sikula kutunda, ojja kutunda, kuba toli mugagga. Abagagga tebagula wishi. Ebintu ebimu tutala kubyogera bwetyo because bwetabyogera tutyo temujja kutegeera. Abagagga tebagula wishi. In my parking, there is a guy nambanyumiza avuga Land Cruiser ya $1,700,000. Ya $1,700,000. Kati abagagga bagula ezo. There is no atateri mugagga agenda kunoonya motoka mu bbeeyi ya busuubuzi. Kati gwagule motoka mu bbeeyi y'obusuubuzi olinga Arthur. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. So olinga Arthur ochetetenkanya, you will sell. And it should be, guys, that should come in your head. Guys, I want 35 likes. You guys are 50. Before I continue my comparison, please like the broadcast if you haven't. I want at least give me 40 likes then to gain a muscle. 40 likes. 40 likes. 40 likes. Give me 40 likes. To get a muscle, boys. 40. If you have not yet liked the broadcast, please double click your screen.
For the love of cause, Uganda we roll. From dusty road to beams of patrol. Macho. Break it down. Helping every drummer in the town.
Give me 40 likes to get a model.
For the love.
Yeah.
For the love of cause, Uganda.
Welcome to the road. We rob amidst the soul. For the love of cause, Uganda. On the streets, the story's right. Old and new, the shine with pride. Toyota, Nissan, Benzo, Mazda. We break it down, no propaganda. Every bumper's got a tell. Village right, you see this girl. We talk the truth, not just the brand. For car lovers across the land. For the love of cause, Uganda, we roll. From dusty road to Grimsby patrol. With these teams, we break it down. Helping every drummer in the town. Kakati mwe bagayi okumanyanga okuyisayisa tekukola. Omusajja wa Sienta yayisize gwe badde trader gwe yabadde kulubudde no wa Probox babali walimba lengera. Kati waliwo ebiseera bitulanga okuyisayisa tekukola sense. Mathematics is very important. 40 likes, guys, to get them muscle. We show you what's real, no just the hype. Starlet views and engine moves, we teach you go. One more like to Tandike, one more like to get them muscle in Bozi Afe. If you're new or a season vet, if you have not yet liked the broadcast, double click your screen.
This is more than just machines.
It's the love, the life, the dream.
For the love of cause, Uganda we roll. From dusty road to dreams of patrol.
Macho. Give me likes. Give me one more like, guys, to get them muscle. One more like.
For the love of cause, Uganda.
One more like, guys.
Okay, man.
Thank you very much for my likes, guys. Comparison in Jekoranga be manyumiza ne story yeggulo. So we looked at the first Sienta ngaya, and then I forced my people to look at the wishes. Which other day where they were the Sientas, all the wishes were 31 million shillings. Okay, so we headed out to that black one, the one we bought. It was 30. And the reason why that car was 30 million shillings is because it was black. And I told my people the only reason this car is 30 million is because it's black. Now, it had the genuine mileage of 110 kilometers, 110,000 kilometers. Genuine. I know how I confirm that. It had 110,000 kilometers. But while we are looking at the wish, the gentleman says, Arthur, I want to go back and look at the Sientas. And I told him, you know, the people I inspect for, I am always honest. I told him, we are looking at the Sientas, but you're making a wrong decision. There is no reason why you buy a Sienta, yeah, at a difference of 2 million of the wish. And the business you're going to use the car for, the Sienta is going to kill a lot of your money. Now, guys, I want you to note, this might not be given a lot of publicity. Sienta wuli maso ga Subaru. Guys, okuyisa isa ebisere mte kuina kye kukuwa. Waliwo ewantu wetuyisiza nga lwoka matha akatonotono. Kati nga awo osobola okuyisa. But at this time okuyisa isa tekukola nnyo makulu. Probox ne Sienta muzirengera. Nabagambe ngenda balaga. Nyinza notuuka ngamba ali maaso. Kati okuyisa kulina okubaamu kamatha akatono nomanya kati wano mpisa ntuuka situuka. So anyway, nemugamba nti tutunula ku Sientezo, but we are going to make a wrong decision. Lucky Mose, it's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the Sienta 2012. I'm actually comparing the 2012 Sienta to the 2010 Wish. So I'm not comparing the old model Sienta to the new to the thingy. So I'm comparing new models. That's what I'm talking about. 2ZR, 1NZ new. The Valvematic to the 1NZ. The new 1NZ. So we went and looked at Sientas. And let me tell you, I always get into this dilemma. So we went to look at, they had already talked to the Indian that showed that the Sientas are 28, okay? I think there was a broker here, Tamzanga Traga Sienta million, yeah, but the Sientas he was showing us a 30 million. Later on, we learned that Sienta had been sold. So the one way to sell us the Sienta was because we had to buy it at a higher price than the person that bought it. At 30 million. So the Indian or Pakistani or whoever showed us a Sienta at 28. But the Sienta at 28 had a lot of rust under the car. Now, when I told I think the Pakistani and their brokers have an arrangement. And when we came back to the Sientas, the broker called the Indian. So the Pakistani mistook the broker to be our man. So, but when Namgambia, the car has a rust. Naza, the person that was buying it, but Namgamba, oh yeah, Yagara sent it. That's why he's beating my car. That's why he's beating my car. And I showed the gentleman the rust. It was serious rust from the exhaust. It went to the suspension plate. Right? It was serious rust. The kind of rust where you're going to be buying stuff very soon. And the kind of rust that I've seen in cars about to be importing, either one. Because there was called an inspection. So the Indian came and said, Olimba, this car is 13 years old, it's supposed to have rust. Where are your other cars? So we went to look at his other cars, the ones he was not showing us. For them, they don't have rust at all. Now do you see the difference? So the two cars that he had not shown us, the ones that did not have rust, he had told us the car were on sale. To prove a point that I was just trying to make him not sell a car, he told us to go to the ones that he said had been bought. Now, one car hadn't indeed been bought. He had 3 Sientas. One of them had indeed been bought. But he had to make a point now because he called the brokers trying to confirm if they were working with me, and they did not know me at all. So now he just had to prove a point that he actually wanted to sell a good car. So we go to the second car that did not have rust, but the engine had a Ruchere. Now, I've explained the Ruchere theory here before. And I told you there is a car we bought, the Fielder, that had a Ruchere. The one that we bought, it's the cheapest Fielder we have bought so far. It had a Ruchere. And I explained it to the person that was buying. I also explained it to you. Yainamo Ruchere. But it was a cheap Fielder that we were buying. This car is in the bond. There is no reason why you're buying a car that has a Ruchere. Now, there are people that don't understand Ruchere. Now, katikano kali mo Ruchere, the Sienta that we were looking at, yabadde mo Ruchere ngeri muneka sound came kuno. So there were 2 Sientas, 2 remaining Sientas. So the one that had a Ruchere and a bit of Mikono sound. For the people that don't know the Mikono, zebaita gazopins is a pistons. Now gazopin bwezide egurukuka zitandika okubagana muri mu boas. So we had that sound as well. So when I was telling the Indian that there is a sound in this engine that is not friendly, he started saying, "Katimpita makanika wangi." I told him I don't need to see your mechanic. Just start for us the other Sienta. So he started for us the third Sienta. At that time, he hadn't confirmed that it was sold. And the third Sienta was indeed good. It explains why even the people that bought the other Sienta had bought it. It's the same Sienta that the broker had showed us at 30 million. So it means every person that came to buy the cars, ng'abuka Sienta zinebbiri, ng'agenda agula eri Sienta kubanga yabadde ennungi gye basasuddeko. Okitegeera. Kati the goal for this Indian was to first sell the Sienta that had the rust, then sell the Sienta that had the engine sound, ziveewo. Okitegeera. So I told the Indian, this is the Sienta we're going to buy because you have in a rust. Harrison Muindo or Uchere, I think the explanation for Uchere. Have you ever seen someone having rice? Nga muchere gucha ali mu butto nga tebanateka mu mazzi. Obanga basuddemu ennyanya nga bagenda okusiika omuchere. There is that sound that comes from the saucepan. That sound. The engine is not supposed to have that sound. Once the engine has that sound, ebe etandise okuleegulukuka waggulu. Kati olwo tuyita oluchere. Kati waliwo ne ka sound akalala akabeera ak'emikono mu piston, gazopin we zireegera we zigattira mu kikopo waba waleegulukuse kati nga gikubagana. Kati engine eyo ey'okubiri yabaddemu ebyo ebintu bibiri. Kati now there is normally a position that I get into that you guys abagule moroka gye mutategeera. I explained it to the person that was buying. Nemuga, now the position where you have put me at, the Indian is telling you, I want to stop you from buying his cars because I want money from him. But I don't want money from him. I want you to take a good car. The thing that is happening is that you guys, when you buy a car and it gets a problem, you say, Arthur made me buy this car when it had a problem. However, when you guys buy a car and it's good, always you say, omusajja yanguze mmotoka ennungi. That's the thing that I normally get. So I explained it to this guy. First thing first, you're buying this Sienta, but it's a bad buy. But also second, you have put me in a position. This is the cheapest place to get a Sienta. The fact is, nabadde sina we tuyinza funa Sienta ya $1,28,000. Newe nalirwanye ntya. So this was the cheapest place to get a Sienta. And the gentleman was clearly about saving money. However, nga mu kifo tugula Sienta, the only good Sienta yeri gye baagula, because okebera Sienta abavubuka batula mu moroka awo abatula mu moroka ne batugamba ne Sienta gye mukebera nga baagigula. Okitegeera ne ngamba omukyala, because the Indian had told us he was selling us that Sienta regardless. Kati ne mbagamba, if he says he's selling you this Sienta, he had confirmed he was selling them that Sienta, the good one. Ne mbagamba, if he says he's selling you this Sienta, I may not be here as you guys are concluding the deal because the car did not have a number plate. So everybody from me, I'm mala weeks in Gasat of from. Nemba Gamba, for you to confirm that this guy is indeed selling you this Sienta, because he can change the positions of these cars. Nga siriwo. Naba wamu Sienta gye twaganye. You take a picture of the chassis number and the chassis tag. When the Indian saw us doing that, Naba Gamba, it was sold. Kati waliwo buyayo obeera mu bondi eyo mutategeera. These guys are very friendly, especially the Indians. They are very, very friendly. You might actually think, the thing is that fenga fete tukyesiga banna Uganda bannaffe. Kati twesiga nnyo bali abayindi. Okitegeera. Naye omuyindi alina ekigambo asobola okukuba waadi. N'akubba n'otategeera. Kati indeed with the prediction that I had is what was going to be done. Nti babadde bagenda bagamba babaguzizza eno. Naye bakyuseemu. Kati ogenda okujja because the 3 weeks ogenda okunoneramu number plate. Enemoloka gye mwagula baba baagitwala dda kuba yo number plate zayo batandika dozikola ki to process them. Kati gogenda okudda bayinza n'okukyusa exhaust ne suspension plate zene moroka entalavu ne bakuteeramu ebyo. Gwe nojja n'otwalamu emmoroka eri wadde engine endwadde naye gwe because inspection Arthur yagimala dda gwe ng'ogitwala otuuka eyo ng'emmoroka etandika oluceere ng'ogamba Arthur wa inspecting emmoroka naye erimu oluceere. So I took the picture of the suspension, the chassis number. I told omusajja abadde n'omukyala oyo nengamba omukyala, you take a picture of the chassis number. Bwe munadde okunona emmoroka eno nga mu number plate sifulumye toko confirming is the chassis number of the car we have confirmed. The moment the Indian saw us taking pictures of the chassis number, n'ava nawo n'abagamba eyo baagiguze. Kati yabadde ne wish for me to not have conflict with these guys. Nembagamba mmanyi omwami ono alina wish, tugule emu ku wish zaalina, yabaddewo ne wish 3. Nembaga tukebere ku wish zino kwe tuba tugula wish Sienta mugireke. I was bent on making sure they don't buy the Sienta. Now, I'm going to give you technical reasons if you want the technical reasons. So, they called the Indian, and the last price for his wishes were 1 million shillings, which take it 31, which did not make sense. The goal was to save money. So, we went back and rechecked the black wish, which we bought later. And I'm happy. I think I'm very happy we made a very good purchase. Now, guys, if it's for Uber, Sienta wins. If he needed a stage taxi with a girl and full passengers, Lucky Mose, do you know that Uber ilimu classes? Did you know that Uber mulimu class ya bagitoba Excel? Mulimu normal cars. Mulimu ne Excel oba bagita Excel, I don't know what they call it. Ochitegera. There are those two cars. Kati XL gets you more money. The normal Uber gets you little money. Echokubiri, if you have ever driven Uber, and I drove Uber for a full year, if you have ever driven Uber, the app doesn't give you money. It's the app clients that give you money. Like Mose, you're bent on Uber. Simanyo ovuga Uber. But me as a person that has driven Uber, one of the reasons that I got out of Uber was because in the Nadisi Sobra be have off app. Ngasibi Sobra I cannot negotiate the same one to go kubira kusawa mwendo gwecho nga jango ontwali. But the people that do that business, nga sobra zuka kumwenda customer na mga jango ontwali kasese, they are the guys that make money. Because aba ina emoroka nena so twala family number na aba charge sente nyingi aba customer baliko sente kati omuntu ene atanna kola ku Uber ya atamanyi nti off app customers be bayina sente okitegeera kati ekyo nkigamba Lucky Mose bo badde tokimanyi off app customers be bali mu sente era anybody that's going to do Uber, don't buy a small car thinking that you're going to save fuel. The goal in life, guys, let me tell you this, even in life, one of the things that I had to do was increase my income. Was increase my income. The goal was not to shift to a place nearer home, nearer town. The goal was to make more money. So the goal in whatever business you do is not to decrease expense. The goal is to increase income. The goal in life should not be to decrease expenses. The goal is to increase income. Tell your customer wa Uber agenda preferring atula mu Sienta nga waliwo wishi. Ekyo sijja kukiddamu Lucky Mose ekyo nkikulekedde kuba naawe inabo bale ebintu byo. But as a person that drove Uber for 1 year, ekyasinga okunzija mu Uber kyali kimu. Ekyasinga okunzija mu Uber was because emoroka eyange nali nvuga vitizi nga tesobola off up. Ka vitizi ekisooka kabuutu kaali katono, and because of the small boot aba off up batera okubeera n'emigugu mingi, batera okwagala okutwala abantu abangi. Nali simalaako. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. I drive Uber on Saturday and Sundays. Tell me your experience, Henry. But customer bali preferring the Sienta. And also, guys, when you look at the mechanical side, okanike moroka, Sienta is going to break down before the wish. You guys have not seen abantu bangi bakanika gearbox za Sienta lwachi. Sienta bogitike nnyo. Gearbox enafuwa. But anyway, sijja genda yo. Nze nali mvuze ku Uber, and I know why the wish wins mu Uber. Because most times you are going to drive 1, 2, 3 passengers. Most times on Uber, Lucky Mose, on Uber, off app, people are willing to pay more for comfort, and the Sienta is not comfortable. Ekyo tukikiriza Sienta obuto bwayo bulinga bwa benchi. Nzo omuntu naye gwe na inspecting the moroka nagula Sienta mumanye nti ajja kuba agiguze empakana. Ajja kuba agiguze empakana. Okisegera akasienta kapya ka 212 karabika bulungi ne munda. Naye munnange nze zovuga Sienta mbanje vugiza mbuvugira mbulumi. Ola twabade ne makanika gwe twakoze na iguro n'agamba kasienta kano karabika bulungi naye era $2.8 nyingi. Okisegera, you can imagine buying a Sienta 28 nga wish tujiguza 3. Omuntu ye nagula Sienta ya $2.8 nga aliwo wish ya 3. Abaguze bubi bagayi. Ekyo tukikirize. Henry Modern Juice agambye mostly I drive church people. Would they choose the Sienta statement? I think let's give it a benefit of the doubt. Nayenga both cars can work very well. The rest are technical. But both cars, when you decide Uber, they have merits and demerits. So both have clients. anti nze sibala Uber Starch Events nze ndi ku ground simanyere moroke tuli maso Sienta nze ndi ku ground bikyukamu ku ground Uber temalako guys ekyo kintu kya Uber. Do you know why not many Uber guys are coming out to do an interview? It's because they don't make money from Uber. Uber guy, people don't survive on Uber. Njagala nchibagambe, as a person that has done this, Uber does not make you survive. You need to be able to get off up customers. Bono vuga. Airport trips. Omuntu alina suitcase 3. Suitcase 4. Anyway, etuve tumekubanga abawakana. Tugende ku comparison. Twamaliza tuguze Wish, and I'm very happy with our buy. I think we made a very good buy. Ono wa Primato made the wa border. That's why bana ba traffic value one. Wa Primato made the wa border ne bumper never ako. But as a person that drives cars, I am very sure the border guy is in wrong. I am very sure. Nena aba Primo na baba old model bavuga bubi. Guys, let me talk about the interior of those two cars. When we were looking at these cars, nabadi n'abantu babiri omwami n'omukyala. When we were looking at these cars, Wish obuto bwe mabega buli the extra seats behind. Butuulikamu. Obuto bwa Sienta bwe mabega tebutuulikamu. Tukkirize. Obuto bwa Sienta bwe mabega tebutuulikamu. Bumenya n'okumenya bw'abaana bato. Namwe mulaba ogu motoka gwe mu comparinga ku Sienta just because of 2 kilometers in difference. Nze senga sigamba nti nalaba hybrid nalingula kiwishi kyange nze kuba kyarayise okusinga Prius. Kyarayise bwe mbangula naye nze mafuta gokka giganguza hybrid. Ekyo ekimoroka ekyo nze nkyevuganamu. Take good example. Njagala Wish with all my life because I believe it will be able to help me move from point A to B with space and knowledge, everything. With Sienta, but the gearbox push me to Raum. Naye ate Starch bonobo ina sente zigula Wish kati yo twagiguze milioni 3. Shibaki togyegulira. Laba ekimoroka gwe kyo comparinga ka Sienta basajja mmwe. Gwe ne bobera gwe ngo oyagala muntu akutwalenga ka kuvugenga mugoyinza okulondo wa Sienta. Era kinzo kulonzo wa Sienta ati wa raisi. Okitegera, people are willing to pay more for comfort, and the Wish gives comfort. Ijirabe labe moroka gyo comparinga ku Sienta basajja mmwe. Ojirabe, people, let's be serious. Kati oyo Henry Modern Juice agambye ku Sunday avuga aba church babeera 7 abantu 7 mu Sienta amazima nkubuulira Sienta bagenda kujonoona bwetaafe gearbox ogenda kubeera mechanical suspension because emabeka Sienta egenda kutuulanga egenda kubanga etudde. So anyway, let's go to a bit of technical comparison. Yeah, both these cars are MPVs, Zebaita MPVs, but the Sienta is a mini MPV. They both have 5 doors. Sienta has 2 sliding doors. Now, the 2012 Sientas, zijirako buttons. You can open the sliding doors with a button, which makes them last longer. Okay? Now, the seating capacities. The Sienta and the Wish both have 7 seats. Nti emabega, in the extra seats are 2 people. The middle seats are 3 people, which makes 5, and then the 2 people in the front, the driver, and but there are some Wishes that will have an extra seat in the rear. Mubuli obwema beganga katuza basatu. Okitegera. Now, sliding doors on the thingy on the Sienta, and then the normal opening and closing doors on the Wish. Now we are talking about the Sienta 2012 model. Gofu inatera okufa mujiwulira. I predict that Golf will be dead by the end of the year. Zifa inza nokuba weeri awo tekyusa gear. Golf nze toginyongera. Twali mu jimukana ekololo. Buli golf bagamba buli golf yagenda nga mu jimukana nga next time tedda anti eba yafa. Today mbyaffe. The Sienta is about 1,320 kgs. Now here the Wish is about 1,360 kgs in weight. Emotoka yokka byezitowa. Okitegedde? Kitegeeza kati ngenda babalira lwaki emmotoka Wish ne Sienta zisobola okunywa kyekimu. Sienta ne Wish nga bazipima zokka nga bazipima zokka Wish esingako kilos 4. Kitegeeza ki? The Sienta and the Wish are almost the same weight, because the Sienta is 1320 kg, the Wish is 1360 kgs. Otegedde muganda wange, olaba lwaki amafuta gali almost the same. Kati the Wish is longer by about 470 millimeters. It's a little bit wider. Era because of that bagisaamu kokoko nebera wansi to keep the stability on the road. And because it's longer, ne wheelbase yayo eri mpanvu, it makes the car a little bit stable on the road. And literally you're going to be more comfortable in that car. Let's talk about the power, the engine. The Sienta has the 1NZFE engine, which is 1,496 round up to 1,500 cc. It gives us 105 horsepower. It gives us 6,000 at 6,000 RPM. It gives us about 77 kilowatts of torque. Over to Gambenti, 138 Newton meters of torque. Kati Wish ejiramu 1.8 liter 2ZR engine. Je tugula wano abala balina 3ZR naye tegenda kuba popular because engine eba nene. 3ZR yebera mu ICS ebera valvematic. It will give you 132 horsepower. Ebe esinze Sienta horsepower kumpi tugambe kubanga most of the Sientas wali bagamba 105 ziba 109. Kati Wish ebe esinze Sienta 20 horsepower. Amaanyi ago galaba gewa ngate esingako Sienta only 40 kgs. Ekyo kye kikola difference mu fuel consumption. Ontegedde tugende mu gearbox. Some Sientas have 4-wheel drive naye nga zonna za CVT. Wish ina CVT gye bayita CVTi oba CVT with intelligence. Ebeeramu 7 gears. Now, what's the difference between the CVT in the Sienta and the CVT in the Wish? The CVT in the Wish is more powerful because it's stronger, because it's mounted on a stronger engine, which means you use less power to travel the same speed that the Sienta travels. Era abavuze ku Sienta bobo competing ne Wish ogenda owulira nga ose mu gear nene ne wa Wish abase yabuse. Of course there are some Wishes with 4-wheel drive. Nezo fete tugulayo bwe tuba tugenze mu bond mu bikade tusobola okugigula kuba bati tuna choice ebiseera bisinga because of the budget. Naye mu bond senkale yenga muntu gula Wish ya 4-wheel okujja ko nga yajagadde. Because the Wish has a larger displacement in engine, it has more power. It will generally feel more responsive, especially when fully loaded. That's one thing you need to note on highways. The Sienta, being a smaller engine and a lighter load, is more city oriented. Kati abantu ba off up abasinga abali mu sente eziwera bagenda up country, bagenda ku ngendo mpanvu. Okitegeera. So the fuel economy of the Sienta will be better in the city. Nga totisse bantu, nga totisse bintu, nga tolinnya busozi. In the real world, awo tugenda mu Wish nti bwe mba ntisse ebintu byange nga ntisse abantu bange. Wish ejja kuba kyekimu. Let me give you an example with the hybrids. Nze mvuga Prius hybrid erimu 1NZFXE, wali abavuga Prius erimu 2ZR FXE. Ebera 1,800. Tunywa amafuta geega mu lwansonga. Engine eri nnene eba esola bulungi bode yaayo, eno yingini ntono eri muno omwange. Ontegeera. Now, mu theory bw'ogenda ku Google bagenda kugamba the Sienta egenda kuwa up to 17 kilometers per liter tezikuwa. Ekyo nkisibako ne sente. Sienta tegenda kuwa 17 kilometers per liter, ejja kuwa 12 to 13, especially bw'okola mixed driving. 17 ejja sikuwa ku highway. Naye nga ate nkusiba sente, even the Wish on the highway will give you up to 17 kilometers. Olumu on the highway, the Wish will give you better mileage because it has more power. I don't know if you guys get what I'm saying. Nayenga, the Wish will give you more comfort. The Sienta should be bought by learners and people that have very little money. But between mazima, wish in the way now let's talk about. Sorry guys, network evuddeko. I'm sure evuddeko waliwemba demba gambira. Let's talk about the advantages of Sienta. Kanziddemu. We are comparing the 2012 wish and the 2012 Sienta to the 2010 wish. The Sienta advantages, you're talking like 2012. It's easier to drive for learners. Theoretically, it will give you better fuel efficiency. The sliding doors ideally should be giving you better access to the rear seats. And of course, theoretically, it's cheaper to maintain than the wish. Now, yeah, I know for a fact that spare your more again mu Sienta, agenda ne mu wish. I do pre-purchase inspection, guys. In case you're going to buy a car and you need a guardian angel, someone to help you make a right decision, I am your man. I work with a mechanic. I don't work alone. And together we make sure that you get a good car for your money. We do all the checks from computerized check, engine check, transmission or gearbox check. We check the chassis. We check wiring and electronics. And we also do aesthetics check, interior and the body. And we also do the paperwork check. Your job is to only say, I like that car, I don't like that car. I charge a small fee for that, 450,000 shillings. That money covers a full day of inspection in the Kampala Central Business District. But full man tugende wachiso sente zongera ko kubogura amafuta. Nebo tuba mu Kampala ono nebo tule moroka amakumi abiri sendo zisigala zikola. That money only covers my time, the mechanic's time, and the fuel to move us around. Emere gwatugulira. Bamba manyo tutwala ne cafe Javazi ne batugulira emere y'omulembe. Waliwo omukyala yantwala out ne makanika wange mufewe bay ne tuli emmere ya mitwalo 8 kwegamba tubeera olumu kweyagala bweyagazi naye obuzibu nti abamu bwe tuba savingira sente ku moroka nga waliwo omusajja wange wano yali agala gula moroka $1,35,000 ne tugula ya 24 mu 35 yadi yatugula KFC yate twagula ya 24 nali okajjukira nti alina zimba ekikomera nagano tugula KFC waffe era musajja gwe nkyakubanja kuba kimanyi broadcast eno ogiraba nkyakubanja kumoroka eddako ngenda kukubanja. Anyway guys, akalango kayisizaawo enamba yange eri mu description of the channel. So let's still talk about the advantages of the Sienta, guys. Ngenda soma comments za mwezo nanga lero naku lwakudduka simanyi na kyengenda kukola kuba obudde buziga is nearer my office than Matuga, but I have to run regardless. Lero naku lwakudduka ngenda kuba kilomita 8. I don't know nyizo ba ineka inspection akali tukanda bakuba confirm na nyizo banka ina kanoko atunda yagambe atha jango kebere moroka yange nzi ngenda kusasulira angula ke moroka abasabaze ba boda banyiza bayine ngeje batunira n'obusungu wa boda yavuze ebyekisiru mukama amponyanga boda sigisinze na kujittako. So anyway, we are talking about the advantages now of the wish. So the wish is stronger, okay? It's stronger. It gives you a lot of power. It gives you more space, which means more comfort, which is better for long trips. The wish is more stable on the road, especially when fully loaded. Kasienta kalina katudde konze kanga katudde kemabega ne katula. Ostegira. So basically, if you're going to use the car for business, the wish wins. What are the trade-offs? The wish will theoretically consume more fuel, okay? But the Sienta will consume the same fuel when loaded. The Sienta will struggle when fully loaded. Ngotambula na drango oli ku busozi oba ngodduka nnyo. Maintenance costs will theoretically favor the Sienta. Naye njagala kugarantinga nti ebbeeyi emu y'ebyuma mu katale. So bwoba ovuga mu kibuga nga gwovuga bibyo ng'ovuga mu kibuga, Sienta ekola kubanga Sienta nyangu ya kuvuga, nyangu ya kupaakinga. Okitegeera. So I am thinking overall, Nzenga Arthur, I would choose the Sienta, the wish any day. One, okay, it's not that even the Sienta sijagala bwagazi nzenga omuntu. Nenga tudine kubutajagala, the wish gives you better in everything. Kati gwe naawe oli waddembe okulondawo ky'oyagala. Arthur, talk about the ISIS and the Paso Sete in terms of the airport pickup business. Why would you choose the Paso Sete? Actually, the gentleman here had an idea Paso Sete na you. But the Paso Sete and the come on. ISIS no compare it to the Wish positing ISIS yo inawe yogula ISIS yasise 12 enywa nnyo ISIS ebera mu 3ZR by power the Wish is better. I have driven both. Wavuga Wish empya Isaac otubulie ku mafuta. Me I was driving the Raktis ngeina 1NZ eri mu Sienta and musomesa mumujjukira eri avuga Wish ngeri mu 2ZR nga tunywa amafuta gegamu. Echo nkibabuulya nga tunywa amafuta gegamu ate nga ffenna tuvuga SC nga tunywa amafuta gegamu. People had a Primo old model and drove them in my Wish new model, but they almost refused to go out of the vehicle because of the comfort, and they were like, how much is it? Wish is something else. For real, Wish is a good buy. Example, people in Hoima City are doing Uber to the oil fields. Mostly people prefer Wish for its comfort and its power. Such, I would advise buy a Wish new model. It will give you big space and comfort together with the resale value. Arthur, talk about Valvematic versus Duo VVTi. Buy Valvematic. Now, Valvematic is an extra part that is added on your car that gives it better power at less consumption. But the Valvematic will give you very good consumption. Na iwe chifa cha milioni emu chifa buta chusa air clean okusinga na kunywa mafuta mabi. Mr. I will do singa sente na kugenda China for equipment. I want sente otherwise Wish new model. Start agala kusubulamu. Chono wachigege avuga bichi. Sigala muleni yo kizunga kirabi. After Sienta consumes very less fuel comparable to Vitz, not Wish. Munange chiri joli nze nali mvuga emoroka erimu 1NZ nga oli avuga Wish 2ZR nga 2ZR enywa amafuta gegamu ne Raktis kati nkigamze nkyogera practically okitegeera nkyogera practically. I used 52 liters from Kampala to Pakwach with the Toyota Wish new model. 52 liters Pakwach is what distance? Na yenze gaya yange enkolera Felix man ne gaya nechi gaya nacho kiri comfortable lwakuba kinywa nze imodoka ezinywa kasi nze ngenda gula motoka ya masanyalaze mu mumanyi ngenda gula motoka ya masanyalaze era waba agula Prius ngo yagala gula Prius osobola okujja n'ogula Prius yange nze ngene ngule motoka ya masanyalaze nga nchaginganga simu nchaginganga simu. Guys, mulowooza obudde bu basi bula tebuweze. Ndabanga nze atuusa basi bula bantu bange. Ate nsooka envuga ebyennyina okuvuga okusobola omanyi waliwo bwe tuvuga ku kamera ne bye tuvuga mu bulamu bwa bulijjo ebiseera ebimu okusobola okutuuka. Katulina shortcuts ze tuyitamu nga ffe tulina okuzimanya. Bwe naagibalaga mujja kugenda mukoleyo jam. Atike kasera mbasibule bantu bange mwebale kubira. I'm sure you guys have benefited from this broadcast. Abadde balowooza how about IST yakisiru nyo IST bagiseera. How can you buy that car IST at 40 million abamba gituna 45 ngula kyekyo ngangula ki. The only problem with the Wish is the headroom only, but the rest Wish wins, but the fuel is not that far different. I even took it to Mbale. Thank you, Isaac. Mulowooza sibasibudde bantu bange twakalabire ebbanga ki okuba bwedda buli bwevaako nga ye reset nga dakiika zaffe 5 zaaweza dda. Semusuwel bagambye question Arthur 35 million is possible to get a tipper in good condition for heavy work. Ejja kuba yeetaagamu akasente naye ng'osobola. Arthur nebona yogera bimeka you can't convince Starch Events to leave his row. Starch ekimutwala ku row mu sente naye akimanyi. Senga sente za Wish abadazi weza senga yaguze da Wish Starch yakimanyi tekiriko na convincing. Anyway guys, let me wish you a very lovely day. Kamba buze ko bantu bange muyombya mako webalekera motion by Benji Charisima Rogers Travel Live Vlog the direction Ntale Samuel Brigé Kakai George Senkubuge Paul Sema VIP, Richard Wanga, Starch Events, Tuboa Steven, Richard Muonge, Katamba Isaac Katende, Antonio Random Things, Presdo, Stephen Bachisura, Henry Modern Juice, Kimose, Katamba Isaac Nkumaze, Aishu Kableya, Sechtoriko Norman, Harrison Muhindo, Yusuf Magala, Lukando Abdul Ben Kako, Isaac Maseruka, the direct shots, Julia Sengoba, George Bob, Viola Namiro, Lucky Mozen Kumaze, Yusuf Lugondwa, Arenaito Kevin, Kariejiri Amos Luke, Kiobo Alex, Richard Aki, Jonathan Semuanga, Armstrong Mwezi, Tarema Samuel naye ngenda kuduka sawa Nyanzi mukama katonda wange chichine kyantuseeko, Elijah Jani enduguro watambude mbadamanyeyo wona atambula. Basimbe Gerald, Lukando Abdul, Alexander Jotham, Zulfi, Together as One, Felix Mani, Travix FX, Semusu Wilba, Chairman Zach, Chairman Wabo Mukamori. Amina. Guys, Abo Mukamori, I don't take it for granted. Nabagendo Raba video later on in the day, in the week, or in the month. Thank you very much for choosing to be with me every morning. I know in the broadcast abagaga si abavu. Bagaga banange musibe bulungi mweraba.